Welcome to the energy of the day for Wednesday, July 30th. So let's see what's going on for that day. Well, for today, right? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Let's see what's happening overall. Just a second. Just a second. There we go. Perfect. Wonderful. So let's take a look here. Let's see what's happening. Wednesday, July 30th, please. Wednesday, July 30th. There we go. We have a personal issue reaches resolution. Very nice. Very nice. You could be a Cancer as well. Oh, too far. Sorry. And then we do have surrender to the divine. All right. So let's see what's actually happening. Let's take a look here. Let's see what this personal issue is. Already broke on the 8 of Cups, which is walking away from something or detaching from something. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, give me a second. And Queen of Swords. You know what? From just those breaks, I could actually say that maybe somebody has detached from equal give and take. Well, that's a little bit strange. That is a little bit strange here. But you have seen the truth of the situation apparently here. So let's say, for example, if you were upkeeping a bit of like an equal give and take with another individual, then you could have been really honest and transparent with yourself, like a solid rock type of person, and then this individual could have just, ran off because they didn't know how to handle it. They had some insecurities of their own. The some of you, I'm sorry, they were pretending. Okay, so it's very interesting with that. Let me see here. There is something else though. It feels more like a person has decided that if something is not equal give and take, or it's not mutual, or it's not, like a win-win situation where both individuals get to benefit, then this individual has decided not to take part anymore. It could be that as well, where an individual says, you know what, if it's not balanced, then I'm not in, something like that. If I don't get the same amount of respect back, then I know how to handle this, which is basically detaching from the situation. Whatever this is, okay? It can be at the workplace, it could be with friends and family members, it could be with a lover or was a lover. Some of you might actually kick the individual to the curb. That's true. But let's see what the actual situation here is. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. I see them. I see them. I do see them. Page of Swords. 5 of Swords. Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be into that type of shenanigans. Yeah, didn't think so with the Hermit. There's a thing here that if it's a problematic situation in terms of exchanging of words or something like that, somebody may have felt compromised or whatever it is here. It's going to get left behind, or somebody's going to take a time off on it or something like this. It's possible that somebody could have shown, true, yeah, maybe, could have thought that you were being argumentative to a degree, and then they ran off. But I have a feeling that you weren't. I have a feeling that you were just being honest and truthful with your own words here. I don't feel it was rude. They may have seen you that way. Yeah. They may have seen you. That's probably the only one that's in reverse. But anyway, they may have seen you in that type of way. They may have, seen you as being problematic and unhinged and unstable or something. Okay, something. And you're just like, nah. But okay. I mean, you can think that about me, but nah. You could have scared off a person who wasn't actually serious to begin with your words here. Possible. Oh my God, this person. Okay, listen. Some of you had a individual who was flip flopping around, playing games, all that stuff. Okay, but once you showed up in a way or in a fashion that you were, you were a respectable person, you respected others and yourself, all that stuff, had some boundaries, blah, 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 blah. This individual kind of ran off because I think they realized that they couldn't bamboozle you. And, I mean, okay, uh, kind of, to a degree, they blocked out an emperor or an empress here. That's unfortunate, but it happens. Okay, it happens. It happens because, and sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's not that the person's a bad person. Sometimes it's that the uh, the concept of being straightforward and being transparent and using words as a form of communication so it gets results, things of that nature. Um, this individual may not have been used to that, and therefore they didn't really know how to handle it. That's possible too. Don't get me wrong. Some people just run off because something is new and it scares the crap out of them because they don't know how to handle it, right? While other people run off because, they were not meant to be in your energy anyway. So it's one of those things. But what's the final result of this whole thing? Yeah, the Two of Cups. There's that player. Okay, give me a second. Or rather, I should say, you know, uh, undecided individual. Whatever, right? Whatever. I'm not. I'm not taking sides here, but I do feel like there are some here that were not done nicely here, in some type of way, shape, or form. Ten of Wands, King of Swords, Judgment, Seven of Pentacles, Knight, the Sun, the Moon, Justice, the Wheel, Star, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Yeah, somebody here, okay. Somebody here could have also stuck to some kind of old ideal or idea or past hang up or something like that, where they did not give a new opportunity an actual true chance here. So what do I mean by that? Well, simply that I also have a person here on my table. This is a match. These people were a match. They were a good match. But someone may have either gotten a hello from their ex and then they kind of forsake the Two of Cups, which was a good match for them. Or someone kept holding on to a small little sliver of hope that their ex was going to come back, or I don't know, this individual could still be reminiscing about their ex or in love with their ex or whatever this is, and you you were not going to be very balanced in that type of situation. Okay. It is also possible that this person realized that they still have some things about them that they need to figure out about themselves. And it's not, you know, they're not, they're not the appropriate partner for you, kind of thing, at this time. Right. But are you going to wait for that, for this person to come back healed and better. I don't know. I actually don't know if you're gonna like that type of approach here, because you know you might be thinking, well, they could have stuck around. We could have, dealt with it. We could have healed through it. We could have, made each other's lives a little bit better here, blah, 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 all that stuff. Instead of them just saying, no, I can't right now. I'm not ready. But then they run off and do other things in the meantime. And you might see this person as just, you know, disingenuous, disingenuous. And there's like no communication, because this is it feels like this is a person too that they don't want to communicate because they don't want to start any fights. So they're like kind of like conflict avoidant or something, or conflict averse. And you're over here like, okay, well, I'm only going nuts because you're not telling me anything. It's very strange stuff here, honestly. Now, in the form of the job, there may be somebody really stressed to the point where they could be making problems at the job place as well here. You might see through this, you might see it as for what it is, or you might take part in the circus show, up to you. But I'm letting you know that it's mostly someone's having a bit of a meltdown at work because they are having, outside of work personal issues as well here. So you may want to check in on this person to see if they're doing okay, whatever this is, right? You may just, decide to keep to yourself for the time being, while this wave of stress on from that other person or on that person passes, whatever this is, the storm passes, kind of thing. It's very, it's all different situations, right? You might find that a friend is ignoring you because all of a sudden they're just like, oh my God, you're not who I thought you were. And you're just like, what are you talking about? I've been honest and genuine with you from the very beginning. And they're just having a moment to themselves. Whatever this is. Okay, we've got Page of Swords, Gemini, Five of Swords, Aquarius. Hermit is Virgo. Queen of Cups in reverse is Pisces, Cancer. Temperance on the side like that is Sagittarius. Two of Cups is also Pisces and Scorpio this time. Knight of Wands is like Aries, and King of Cups has more of a Scorpio, and then 10 of Wands here on the side, actually I'll put it right there, is who are you? Maybe a little bit of Leo with that 10 of Wands this time around. And King of Swords over here is the one that's, mentally encumbered or stressed out or whatever this is. It's a strange combination with that, with the 10 of Wands and the King of Swords. That does feel like a Gemini or a Libra there. Okay, let's see what's actually going on. There it is. Yeah. Equilibrium doesn't feel like there is any, actually. Or maybe this person has detached or gone mute because they think that things will blow over or work themselves out or whatever this is. But what's actually required is some effort and hard work here. Oh dear. And yeah, some effort and hard work here. A stable mindset, a practical mindset. There's somebody here who may not be actually giving back properly. That's true. That's true. You may have figured this out and you were the one that disengaged. Possible, What's with that? Yeah. Okay. Leaps of faith, not a problem. People can take that. but this is also cautious, being cautious. A person could be cautious with taking any further steps with you or involving you, or you're taking a cautious route involving another person, whatever this is. It does feel like an adventurous type of energy here, but it is responsible. So, or that's what's required here. Maybe somebody is trying to act in a more responsible fashion, but because they're not communicating, like you don't know what the hell's going on. Right. Right. I have a whole bunch of, to be honest with you, I have a whole bunch of weirdness here in the sense that people aren't talking. They're not exchanging. They're not exchanging. They're not talking when there should be. There should be an exchange. There should be talks. There should be, solutions, innovation, seeking results or seeking, yeah, seeking a resolution maybe. It's a little unfortunate here. Let me see what's going on because this was a nice thing. This was a nice thing. Open-mindedness. There is more than one way of looking at things. You must be ready to accept alternative viewpoints and new ideas. You must open your eyes to new ideas and new ways of resolving problems. Yeah, but the problem is, how can you resolve a problem with a person when they're not talking to you, right? How can you resolve anything with a person who shuts down or is being defensive? It's a little off here. I hope that it goes better. I really do. I mean, some of you, you'll just chalk it up to, well, this person doesn't want to talk anymore. That's okay. And you're just gonna go on with your life kind of thing. Some of you could find a solution like that. There could be something else where this person is now encumbered with a lot of responsibility of some kind. That's possible. Or this person has trapped themselves in a mental prison over this and they're not sure what to do. I mean, guys, two heads are better than one. That's the motto. But apparently here, someone might think that it's up to them to resolve it, but they're not talking to you about it. Therefore, they're only considering themselves in the equation and not the other person. They think they're considering you by not encumbering you or not telling you, problematic things. But the more they don't tell you, the more neglected you feel, and you're just like, okay, I guess we're not a team then. It's very strange stuff here. So this person could mean well, but it's not coming off in that way, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. All right. I wish you guys all the very best. I will see you all on Thursday. Bye bye.